Okay.
Katavi's going to be joining us. Monique can't come, but Jesse's recording the call so that we can share it with him after. Yeah, so I just want to like show you how GIVpower works and explain to you like what to expect and answer any questions that you might run into when you're testing it. Yeah, so GIVpower basically is going to be part of the Give Farm. So to get there, you go to like Give Economy, Give Farm, and then the GIVpower card is here. So this is like really what we want to be testing. And yeah, there are a few. Wait, did Katavi show up? Hey, Katavi, how's it going?
Hello, everything good? How are you?
Good, good. We're just getting started, so you didn't miss anything. I put the link to the testing deployment in the chat.
Cool, thank you.
Yeah, cool. So yeah, so basically I just want to make sure that we have this like product well tested and like ready for launch. So I want to make sure that you guys understand what to test and what to expect. With GIVpower, it'll basically be like this 100% Give staking pool, but users will be able to also lock their tokens. They can stake them and then lock them. And it's kind of like done in two parts. So I'll just kind of like show you how that works. To test it, you need drgive2, which if you send me your addresses, I can send you some, or Amin can send you some as well, who has tons. Amin has tons. Yeah, and I'm just gonna kind of like go through how everything works, and if there's anything that's like kind of weird, you have questions, just stop me and then we can talk about it. Is that cool?
Sure.
Okay, great. So, great. So this is the GIVpower card. It's like got this nice border on it because we want it to be emphasized over the other pools. So like, I mean, make sure that you kind of like click all the buttons, and this doesn't go anywhere right now, or shouldn't go anywhere right now. Oh, went to the projects page. Okay, well that's fine. And basically it's just like 100% Give staking pool. So you should be able to kind of like select an amount to stake, or you could select max. Max should work too. And then there's you approve. Like we should check to make sure that like everything is spelled correctly, also capitalized correctly and everything. Like already I'm like noticing like some things are weird. Like this get more give, like there should be like the external link icon. So like that's kind of one issue that we should create, or could be created. Yeah, and then you stake the give. So it's like there's an approve step, there's a stake step. I don't think my MetaMask is showing you guys, but I'm just approving the transactions in MetaMask. And then you should be able to, so you'll see this like multiplier. So with, oh wow, look, it says view on Block Scott. It should be view on Black Scout. And that should also like link to the transaction. Right now it's not going anywhere. Like if I click it, nothing's happening. So the multiplier is basically increases when you lock your tokens. So when you first stake them, you don't have a multiplier. Like it's the multiplier of ×1. So this should be all explained in the tooltips. If the tooltips don't make any sense, let me know. I mean, like make an issue and tag me on it, because then we can kind of improve them. And then, so you could either click, no thanks, I'll keep the minimum APR if you don't want to increase your multiplier, but we should test both. So then like we should also test like increasing the multiplier. So increasing the multiplier is like you lock your Give tokens for a certain number of rounds. Rounds are going to be 2-week periods, but in this test deployment, they're actually only 5 minutes long. So wait, okay, cool. Yeah, so the rounds are actually only 5 minutes long. So you'll see that like when you're locking up, it'll be like, oh, you're locking until today, which will only make sense because it's actually locking only for 5 minutes. So select like the number of rounds that you want to lock. And I think that this is something we should test too. Like make sure that the tokens can't be unstaked if they're locked. Does that make sense so far?
Yeah, I mean, I think, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I'll just go kind of the next step and then we can kind of look at it together. So kind of we should test like, inputting the numbers and staking max and all this stuff. And then you lock your tokens to increase your multiplier. I locked for 2 rounds. So it's going to say I'm locking until July 15, but when we do like the next test deployment, we'll do it like it should be for real. And then every round will be equal to 2 weeks. So if I'm locking for 1 round, it would be like locking until the end of July. If I'm locking for 2 rounds, it's locking till mid-August. But right now it's just saying I'm locking until basically today because every round is 5 minutes in this test deployment. So I'm locking my tokens. And then when they're locked, I actually shouldn't be able to unstake these. So I just locked 2,031 Give tokens. So I shouldn't be able to unstake those after. So I think I'm going to just like say I can do it later, but we should like click all of those things as well. Yeah, and it shows I have 8,000 staked and 6,000 are available unstaked, and that's because some of them are locked. That actually makes sense. And then you can check the lockup details here, and you'll see that I have this 2,000 Give locked for 2 rounds. I have like this multiplier. My APR is higher for those tokens because they're locked. That's like what the multiplier changes is like the amount of rewards that you're getting. And then it shows like the amount that's available on stake. So I mean, also like if you're kind of going through it, like I've been looking at this for a long time with Mo, so I know how everything works, but I know it's probably going to be confusing to new users. So if there's stuff that's like doesn't really make sense as you're kind of going through the flow, maybe we need to add more tooltips or more information. Like right now there's a tooltip that just says APR. It doesn't make any sense. It should really say information, some explanation here. Cool. Yeah. So you can see that there's like a lot of things that we need to create issues for. Yeah. Does it kind of make sense how it works so far?
Yes, I mean, do we have a list of bugs or issues created already? List of issues already created so that we don't create a duplicate issue and
There
I
are
have to
some.
focus on the GIVpower. Okay.
Yeah, I would just search for GIVpower. So I've been making issues in the dApps v2 repo and the Give Economy repo, but mostly dApps v2. So I would just search for GIVpower and like check any of these issues. GIVpower my account. So these are actually like development issues, but there were some issues that like Mitch had created. Yeah, so there are actually some in testing. And I think he was like making comments on them. So before you create an issue, you can definitely look for them, but we should make them in the same repo as the other ones in the dApps v2 repo. And I think try always to put GIVpower in the title so that it's easy to search them,
Yes, absolutely. I'll do that. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll go back. Yeah, so that's basically the way that it works. Like we need to test unstaking. There's a lot of tooltips and I think a lot of just like weird user kind of confusions that could be happening in the midst of things. Something else that I want to mention, I'm going to just disconnect, or what if I just refresh the page? Change to a different network. I'm just going to change to a different network because when the user's not connected with their wallet, they should actually see some other different stuff. Yeah.
So basically, do I need to go to through the entire process of creating a project and then having some couple of regular donations done and then come to this stage, or we can directly get to this stage because you are going to give me a couple of should I say
Yeah.
DR gives? Yeah.
Exactly. So you sent me your address already, so I can send you some DR Give tokens. And you don't need this. Actually, kind of has nothing to do with donating, really. Like you don't need to donate to any projects in order to use GIVpower. All you need to do
Got it.
as a user, anybody coming to this, is have Give tokens. So all you need to do as the person testing it is have the test Give tokens. And then you should be able to do everything here. You should be able to stake, lock your tokens, get rewards, harvest rewards, see them in your wallet, and like things, you know, should also make sense, like depending on what chain you're connected to. There's like a lot of different permutations of which we can kind of play with it. Yeah.
Got it.
I think there's also like some tooltips missing. And if you wanted to take a look at the Figma, if you have just like the link to the Figma, it's in a tab called GIVpower. So you can kind of look at like how the designs look, and if anything like doesn't make sense, like definitely ask me about it, because then I can tell you how it's supposed to work, and then we can kind of make an improvement to the way that things like kind of flow.
Okay, I was here for like most of the second part. I missed part of it because my Discord is weird on my laptop, so I had to connect with my phone. Let me see if I get it straight. So we go to the kind of like single staking give, and that's where we lock the tokens, and then after locking the tokens, we'll have like some other token which is going to be GIVpower, and that's the one that later on we're going to be able to stake behind the projects.
Yeah, basically. You'll be able to, exactly. You stake your tokens on this GIVpower card, and then you get GIVpower. You'll be able to see how much GIVpower you have also by like clicking here. It'll show you how much GIVpower there is. And when you lock your tokens, you get a multiplier. And the multiplier basically means that you get more GIVpower than they give you locked. So like if I staked 100 Give tokens and I didn't lock them, I would get 100 GIVpower. But if I staked 100 Give tokens and I locked them for one round and I got a multiplier of 2, I would get 200 GIVpower, even though I'm only staking 100 Give tokens. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the multiplier affects both your GIVpower amount and your APR. And then here, like, it'll actually be showing you your average APR. So if you have like some tokens that are locked and other tokens that aren't locked, they actually earn different amounts of rewards. The tokens that are locked earn a higher APR than the tokens that are not locked. So it's like if you have like, that's why there's like, if you were to go to this, oh man, you know, I feel like we're missing a thing. We're missing like a little lock icon. Wow. Okay. So you can see the locked give details through here right now, and it'll show you like what APR you're getting for the locked tokens and what APR you're getting for unlocked tokens. So it's like right now I have some combination of like this APR I'm getting is like 1000 APR, and for these tokens I'm getting 600 APR, and then the average is like roughly 800, which is like what's showing here on the card.
Okay. And it's not possible right now to like have some tokens that get unlocked in, I don't know, 26 rounds and other tokens that get unlocked in 10 rounds, right?
No, it's totally
you either, yeah?
It's totally possible. So I could do that like, yeah, I can stake more tokens, or even I don't even need to stake more tokens actually. Let me just cancel this. Since I have some tokens that are staked but not locked, I can increase my reward, and it'll show you these are the stake tokens that are not locked. And I can say I'm gonna put 50% of those, and I'm gonna lock them for 26 rounds. Then I can lock those tokens, and I have like a 5x multiplier for those ones.
Sweet.
And then it's just loading in my MetaMask. So when the transaction goes through, we can look up the lockup details again. Cool. So I locked the give tokens. It shows me how much give power I'm getting. I think that these models need to be improved a little bit, but then if I go to the locked give details, you'll see that I have some locked for 26 rounds and some locked for 2 rounds. You'll see I have like different APRs. The ones that are locked for longer have a higher APR, and the shorter have a lower APR. And then the not locked tokens have the lowest APR. So now my average APR will be higher because it's now the average of these 3 numbers, and one of them is like enormous. So you'll see my average APR here is like close to 2,000. Does that make sense?
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so rounds right now are like 5 minutes long. So most likely in 10 minutes or less, you will have the tokens that you had locked unlocked, right?
Yeah. I mean, since I locked them for 2 rounds, in 10 minutes, less than 10 minutes, these ones should get unlocked. And then 26 rounds. So it's like, I guess, I mean, more like this is almost in like 2 hours, these will be unlocked.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So it's like also worthwhile testing, like trying to lock up small amounts of tokens and lock up a bunch for different round lengths, you know? So it's like you have some for 2, some for 4, some for 6, whatever, and in different orders, and then like make sure that they're all showing up, and and make sure that the APRs are making sense, and make sure that the give power amount is making sense too, because like I have like 8,000 tokens that are staked here, but you'll see my give power number is going to be higher because some of them are locked. Like I locked I can't remember actually now. If I go here, I locked, it should show give power here, I think, too. I think we should show the give power amount here. But so I locked 2,000 tokens for 2 rounds. Oh, 2 rounds, so the multiplier is 2. So this is like I get like 4,000 give power. This one has a multiplier of 5, so this is like I have 15,000 give power. So 15 plus 4 plus I have another 3 there. It's like around 22 or something, which is the amount of give power that I have, right? 22.
And that multiplier is rounding up, right? Because I think the one that said 2, it was like 1.7, and the one that says 5, it was like 5.2 or something.
It is rounding up, and that's what I'm thinking too. Like, you know, this, maybe we rounded it up, maybe we shouldn't round it up. Maybe it should show like the decimal places because it's like a little bit, you know.
I think so, because like if you go for 2 and 4, maybe both of them are going to be 2.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. And so I'm thinking like this should be this is something that we should like make an issue, you know? Make an issue for that and be like, show at least 2 decimal places, and then like assign Cherik so that he can change that. Because right now it's just rounding. And you know, when we were looking at it like through increase your reward and selecting the rounds to lock, like it's showing 2 decimal places here, and it makes a lot more sense because you like it's not going up that fast, you know. Yeah, exactly. Like you were saying, if we had 2 rounds or 4 rounds, you'll have 2x multiplier for both, and that doesn't really make sense. Right?
Yeah. You want me to make the issue?
Yeah, totally. Make an issue. That'd be great.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. So what else? I mean, looking through it and like clicking through, I mean, there's other stuff like missing too. It's like we wanted the card to look like this card. So right now we're missing something at the bottom here. It should have this like get give tokens. Like there should be the link to get give tokens. Oh no, we took it off. It's up here. I guess it's fine. But like another thing that I'm finding even right now, showing you guys like to be kind of confusing, is that in order to see my locked up tokens, I have to click unstake to go here. But like that should really be easier to get to, you know, instead of, right? Like, so maybe it should be like down here, or maybe there should be a lock icon or something. And I've been like, you know, having back and forth all these conversations with Mo about it, and like I think I suggested this like 100 times, and I don't know. See, it's like it's not on the design. So it's not in the design, it's not in the front end, but like it's kind of a weird user flow, and we want this to be a product that people can understand too. So like when you're testing it, both test for functionality that like numbers are checking out, and also just for like things that don't make sense and need more explanation. And we can add more tooltips and stuff too. And yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah. What yeah. So is that making also sense to you, Jivan? Or do you have any questions? You've been quiet.
No, I'll do a little exploring today or tomorrow, and then I'll come back with some more questions on this.
Awesome. Yeah, and we can also use like the Give Economy channel. We can make like a GIVpower testing thread and talk about this in there, just so that we so that we can coordinate about it.
Sure.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I mean I think that's pretty much all. Like, and yeah, the other thing, oh cool, look, my APR just dumped. I wonder if my tokens were unlocked. Oh look,
Yeah.
they got
Nice.
unlocked. My APR went down. That's really cool.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, so now I have more that I can lock. It's cool. So yeah, this like 5 minute, the rounds are 5 minutes in the test deployment. In reality, they will be 2 weeks. Yeah, so that's pretty much like the meat of what we're trying to launch right now is like just GIVpower as the staking locking thing. And so right now we also have this like boost projects with GIVpower. I think what we'll need is like coming soon. Like it'll be like blocked out and coming soon instead of going to the project thing, because we're not actually going to be launching with the project boosting. We're just going to be launching the locking. So it's like some of the text here will need to change. This should say coming soon. Every time you see like the GIVpower stuff come up, it should be apparent to the user that they can't do anything with that yet, but they will. So when you're going through it and you run into stuff about that as well, make some issues. And if there are any like content-y type things like that, tag me on the issues for sure. And I can kind of like help with like content improvements or whatever, but also feel free to make suggestions as well yourselves. It'd be great too.
One of the suggestions that I was thinking, I don't know if it is feasible or not, is the we want to have a high number of rounds to do the testing. I think, do we have any other way, possible way, like apart from waiting for a couple of minutes to more number of hours for a large number of hours? What I was thinking that I think we have something called like an admin panel, and just like we verify the projects from by directly going there and keep it. When we want to verify a project, we don't have to wait for somebody now. So we can just go to the admin panel and we verify the project the moment I create a project. Same way, when we have a token getting locked up, immediately we should have an admin panel somewhere created by our team, and we can just go and immediately click on give one round, then it will be like there'll be an approval there. Make sure that it has completed the one round by just clicking on in the admin panel just one button, and it would have finished immediately within no time. You got
You
my
mean
point?
you're suggesting that we maybe have some way in which you can like hack
Great. Even
hack
10
and lock the
rounds,
tokens? Huh?
even 10 rounds also, it should be done in less than 1 minute by just going and clicking on a button. It makes sense that it is giving an assumption that yeah, it has waited for really 5 rounds or really 10 rounds or really 25 rounds.
I don't
We are
think we
already
need to.
doing a simulation. We are already doing a simulation of 5 minutes instead of waiting for 2 weeks, right? The same simulation, we can do it in a little more I mean, even more faster way. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I'm not sure that we really I mean, I'm not sure that would be easy to build, and I'm not sure it's worth the dev power to build it.
Got it.
But I mean, if you think that would be really useful, you can definitely ask Amin about it, who will be able to tell you how easy it is to implement. But like from what I'm thinking, like if like 5 minutes is already pretty short, like if it's locked for one round, because you're saying you want to test for every set of rounds.
Multiple rounds. Yeah, multiple rounds and more number of rounds and parallel rounds and one big round and one small round being together at the same time and the same for the same user and so on. So yeah.
Mm. Oh wow, cool. I mean, that's interesting. I can see like how it would be really thorough. Hold on, there's somebody left the door open. I'll be right 1 second. Well, I think that's a really cool idea. I don't know how hard or easy it would be to implement. So we should. Amin is on vacation until today, but so he'll be back, I think, on Sunday working. If you could, if maybe we could just ask him in the Give Economy channel, like maybe you could ask him, Jivan, because yeah, I mean, I'm down if that will, like, it sounds like it will make sure that everything is working really thoroughly, but I don't know if it will be easy or hard. So
Yeah, I
Amin.
mean, it's just that when we click on that log button, there is a logic which is running behind the scenes, and that logic is actually making sure that instead of waiting for 2 weeks, in reality, it is trying to wait for 5 minutes. I'm sure that that logic can definitely be reduced to even more lesser time, do different types of transactions. So they are just making a change of a number over there. Instead of minutes, instead of days, instead of the real dates, they are just giving some random, or not random days, but they are giving some dummy data. They're just putting some dummy data there.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, during the dummy data, that particular locking period time, that APIs and the other things should change accordingly, and they should have put some logics to multiply that particular tokens and so on, right? So they should have all those logics behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
That also might not be a true logic. They would have put some dummy logic only, just increase and show that since you have locked it, this amount is getting multiplied like this, and if you don't lock it and you just keep it as it is, and then you will not be locked as equivalent to as what you have put it for stakes, and so on. So behind the
Yeah.
scenes, it's the same logic. It's just we are reducing the number of seconds so that we can test more, and more people don't have to wait too much of time to complete a particular scenario and etc. If you
Yeah.
think that it's waste of time because it's a simple functionality, we don't have to spend too much of time, then I think it's fine.
Well, I don't think it's necessarily a waste of time. I mean, I don't know. I think
Yeah,
asking Cherik and Amin about it, because
yeah,
Cherik was doing the front end and Amin was doing the contracts, and like I would ask them if they think it's something that's like necessary to do, or if they think it would be like a waste of time, and they would also be the ones who'd be able to help you with it. So if you could just
absolutely.
directly
I'll
ask
do that.
them. I'm like,
Yeah.
I love your man. I love what you're thinking, Jivan. This is such a great idea. I'm like, wow, cool. You're thinking of like checking every lockup in different combinations, and like that sounds like really thorough testing to me and makes me feel very happy. So I'm like, cool, but I don't know if it's necessary. I would never have done that, I would have just been like, oh yeah, 5 minutes, it worked.
I
So
understand.
I like where your head's at. I don't know if it's necessary. We should check in with the devs.
Sure, sure. Yeah.
Cool. Great. Okay, cool. Yeah, and then the other thing that I'm not even sure if it's probably implemented yet, but so this is actually only GIVpower is only going to be available on Gnosis chain. You'll only be able to stake and lock your tokens on Gnosis chain, but what we want also is that when the user is connected to mainnet, that they should be able to see the APR. We want the user to be able to see the APR. Right now it's not showing, so this is like actually an issue as well. And we want the user also to be able to like click stake, and then it would like prompt a change network or whatever. So anyway, that's just for your information, but I think I need to talk to a few more people about implementing that, because obviously it's not there yet. But yeah, so GIVpower cards should still show up on mainnet, as well as on Gnosis chain, and you should be able to see the APR. But you only like the actual harvesting of rewards and stuff will happen on Gnosis chain. But maybe it shows you your rewards as well on mainnet, and then when you click harvest, it asks you to switch network.
I have a question about this. So right now, tested the tokens that we like the test tokens are on the Gnosis network.
Yeah, they're Gnosis chain.
Okay.
And the token is called drgive2. So it's not our most recent test deployment. It's like the previous one. Amin did that because like if he messed something up, then it would mess everything up in the current testing implementation we're using. So I can send you some drgive2 tokens, and also maybe Amin can. So if you want to also just send me your address, Kotale, then I can hook you up.
I DM'd you the address that I use for testing on Discord.
Great. Oh yeah, no, I have tons of drgive one. Man, I don't even have that much DRGive2. DRGive2 is a hot commodity. I might ask Amin to send you some, just so you have like. I have like only like 9,000, and all the other ones I have like 1 million. Just this is like the scarcity one. Anyway, okay, great. Well, any more questions or thoughts?
I mean, I think that I will have more questions once that I am start testing.
Great. Yeah, that's super great. That's awesome. Well, if there's no other questions like for right now, I mean, this is so important to me and so important to Giveth. Like, I would love it if we could get this product launched within the next few weeks, you know? So if we could kind of like concentrate our efforts into like making sure that everything is functioning properly, I can, if you guys can work on like testing everything, I can work on writing the comms pieces, and then hopefully we can launch within a few weeks, because I'd love it if we could launch it before like Griff and I are not going to be, or we're going to be on vacation and blah, blah, blah. So, you know, I don't want to push it many months. It'd be better to get it out soon.
Okay, awesome. Maybe a couple of more comments. One is like regarding expectations. I know Jivan is a professional tester, and that's awesome to have. I'm also super happy that you're going so thorough in your test, Jivan. And just, I don't know, I will test thoroughly within my scope, but my idea is, or what I have in mind is, I think that Jivan will really like go into it and go very like creating a lot of scenarios, and I will like really like to play with it and do like some things that come to mind, but maybe not in such a specific how to call it, methodic way. Mm-hmm. But if Jivan, you need some help or anything else, you can also like send me some scenarios and I can help you test some scenarios or something like that. But I don't know. Or how do you think that? How do you guys think that we should go around about this?
No, I think I'll first make a first draft of what are the main things that we have. For that, I think I might need some help, Katobi. So I'm very new to this product. To the I am bringing a lot of expertise from how to do a lot of different scenarios. The thing is, I don't know the product, so I'm just new to the product. But I know if I get to know the product, I know how to get deep into it and search nook and corners and look into all the different various locations and try to do the testing. So I think it's a good collaboration that we can do together, and then we can work on that. So if you know the product, and that's really well and good. Or if you're also little skeptic about a couple of scenarios, then we can both together do some research and do some little bit of experiments, and we can work on that. And anybody else can also join. We can have some mutual calls and mutual collaborative calls. We can discuss and give some progress to Lauren first, the first impression on what are the things that we are going to do on for the next couple of days. We can just give her a brief updates on what's that we are planning for the first couple of days, so that she'll get an idea, and then maybe we can take it from there on.
Yeah, that sounds great. That sounds great. I mean, I completely agree with like what you guys are saying. It's like collaborative effort and kind of like more minds coming together, different experiences. I think both types of approaches add a lot of value. So,
awesome.
Yeah. Katavi, you've also got like the first eyes, but more familiar with the Give farm, and so it's like, and then I'm like have been looking at this thing forever, and then like Jivan is like with the thoroughness of the QA testing perspective, and it's like we're coming in with all our different angles, and I think together we'll make sure it's good.
Definitely, I think that a good way to go about it, then it will be like, if you can send me the tokens today, Lauren, I can play a little bit with it today, and I guess Jivan too, and then maybe early next week or at some point next week we can meet again and then go more thoroughly after we have already played with it on which scenarios could be good to test. I don't know. That's what I think. What do you think? What do you guys think?
Yeah, that sounds great. We can all play a little independently in the next some days, and sometime next week meet again. I'm happy to do that.
Awesome.
Yeah, next week I'm going to be in Paris also actually, so it might be a little bit hard to schedule something, but I will still try anyway. So yeah, I'm going to be half off in the conference, but I will still make time for it. So maybe after you guys test a little bit, if you want to send me a ping and be like, hey, I'm feeling like it would be great to have another meeting to just coordinate on this, then I can make a doodle and we can pick a time and meet.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, do we need too many different types of I mean, should I be considered about different types of wallets and different types of I forgot the name. So one is wallet, and I mean, should I be worried
Accounts?
about different types accounts? Yeah, accounts.
Nah, I don't think so.
Is this should I be I mean, as a different type of user? I mean, should we be considering different types of users doing different types of things? I mean, an incomplete profiled guy is trying to do something, or a completed profile guy is doing it. Somebody who's not logged in properly or signed in properly is trying to do some test. I mean, work on this one. I mean,
Yeah,
are we trying
I
to do these scenarios?
I think coming at it from the perspective of someone who's not signed in versus someone who is signed in, and then just checking a couple of different wallets. But for the most part, I think the way you interact with it on one wallet will be the same, but as another wallet, although they should be separate. I don't think that there will be really any issues with that.
Right.
I don't think that the completed profile or not completed profile will really make
That
much
doesn't matter.
difference. I don't think it really matters.
Got
It
it.
basically has nothing to do with this. The completed profile, not
Mhm.
completed profile has more to do with interacting with donations. On this, it's I don't know, you just connect your wallet and then you can start using it. So
Start using it. Okay, okay. I'm more into this DApp project from the past 1 month, so hope you understood what I'm trying to correlate with. So I
100%.
think I have to come out of that and then different type of testing for this. So that's what I'm understanding.
I think clicking the buttons on connected to Ethereum mainnet or connected to Gnosis chain and seeing what comes up, and then being not signed in and seeing what it shows you, being not signed in but on this network and seeing what it shows you, those things are all valid and interesting. The profile is very separate.
Got it. Got it. Got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about browsers and mobile versus laptop?
I don't think it's going to work on mobile. You could
Yeah, I
try.
don't think so either.
I think we've really not I don't think the Give Farm is really working much well on mobile at all, and we haven't really made a priority for it. But trying different browsers like Chrome and Brave, yeah, that would be cool as well, for sure. And I don't even think, honestly, I don't think that the Give Farm works well with Taurus. I think it really only works well if you have a MetaMask. So it's something we can also look into. But I think that that's true for not only GIVpower, but the whole Give Farm. And we already have it being used. So I think the primary use case or primary test case is the user using Brave or Chrome with the MetaMask browser extension installed and connecting with their MetaMask. I think that's that's 99% of our users for the farms.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I think making it work on mobile is kind of would be cool as well. I just don't think any of it already does. So we don't need to prioritize making sure it works on mobile before we can add this to the Give Farm, because the whole rest of the Give Farm doesn't work on mobile either, I think.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah. Wow, you guys are so smart. So many good test case ideas. I'm like, oh yeah.
We see
Great.
two pages now in this, and two slides that we have seen. I mean, apart from that, is it going or traversing through anywhere else? Is it getting updated anywhere else for for the user to see and have a look at details about
Yeah,
stake,
the
unstake, and
other
so on?
the other thing you know, we have this stuff. Like when you mouse over here, I can see from my Give stream, from Give Farm and Give Garden, blah, 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 all this stuff. And that should be reflected. Like right now I have 478 Give from farm rewards. Like it should say that here. And that should say it also if I'm like connected on the projects page. I'm over here, it should also say that I have 478 Give from the Give Farm, you know?
Projects page, yeah. I think that's the question that I was looking for. I mean, you gave it right. So anywhere else that we should be worried about? Like
Pretty much only there. Just in this drop down, you will see it, and information on the
on
Give.
a give farm?
Yeah,
Got it.
and then you know, there's also like when you harvest your rewards. Like I haven't used this at all yet, so I don't have any Give stream. But once I harvest, I will be getting a Give stream flow rate. Like I'll be like kickstarting a Give stream. So I'm gonna get this 8.21 Give stream, and I'm sure this will all work fine because it's working fine already in the rest of like for the rest of the cards, and I don't think there's anything different about the way the harvesting rewards works. But for your information, let's just wait till this goes through. Great. So now I should have a Give stream. So it's like I should have a Give stream of like 8 something. Yeah, 8.22. I have a Give stream flow rate before it was 0. And then if I go to the Give stream page, now I have a Give stream flow rate of 8.22 Give per week.
Okay. Is give stream is also part of this particular thing that we are doing now?
Yeah,
Are we going away from give form and also looking at the other tabs to have a look at?
I would honestly focus mostly on the Give Farm page only because everything else should work well. But just for your information, Jivan, as you're jumping into this
Right.
stuff, like
Got it.
the Give stream is basically whenever somebody's earning rewards in Give, they get some part that's liquid that they put right away in their wallet, and some part that's a stream that's like a Give per week flow rate. So if I'm in the Give Farm, you'll see here I'm gonna have a claimable amount and a streaming amount. So this is like what I'm earning from the farm. There's going to be some Give per week flow rate streaming amount. When I harvest this, the streaming amount will get added to the rest of my Give stream.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, and it works the same way for all of our farms. It works for the Sushi Swap farm. It works for the ones that we have active right now. It also works like that for give backs. Like if I were to get Give tokens back, I would get some part liquid and some part streaming, which would add to my Give stream.
Got it.
Yeah. It's a little technical and probably a little confusing. It's hard to explain these things. But yeah, great. All right. Any more questions?
Not more from my side.
Cool. Okay, awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for the time. I think we can just end early, and if you want to take 10 minutes and play a little, that's also great. But yeah, so the link you have and make issues in the V2 repo. If there's any questions, you could put them in the Give Economy channel. Yeah, this video, Jesse's going to have it on the YouTube as well, so you can check on the Giveth Transparency YouTube if you wanted to watch it again for a refresher.
Okay.
Cool. Okay. Well, thanks everyone. Happy Friday. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Awesome. Thank you.
Lauren, thank you.
You too.